The Voice, Team Blake's Ethan Lively covers Travis Tritt during knockout round. 17-year-old Ethan Lively was a notable addition to Team Blake on NBC's The Voice Season 20. Hailing from East Tennessee, the young contestant's cover of George Strait's "You Look So Good in Love" was so impressive during the blind auditions that he was dubbed the Tender Cowboy. He may have only gotten a one-chair turn, but let's be honest. From the first note, we knew he was destined to master his country music singing skills under Blake Shelton. The high school student explained in his intro video that he performs at festivals and events in his small town and has actually never flown in a plane before. He was excited to perform George Strait on the show as he was drawn to the outlaw Texas sound. Even from his brief appearance so far on the show, you can just feel Lively's positive attitude. Growing up wasn't always easy. We lived paycheck to paycheck in a trailer. Not having a whole lot, I learned if you want something, you got to work hard for it, Lively explained. Read more. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani poke fun at their relationship in Super Bowl commercial following his performance. When Nick Jonas asked when the young singer had first discovered his voice, he admitted that he had been singing since he was 3 years old, though he'd only developed his deep drawl around the age of 14. "It was really a great performance, and you're right in the place you need to be," said John Legend. "We couldn't agree more." As impressive as it would be to join Team Legend, Lively will most likely thrive working with Shelton. Shelton applauded Lively's song choice, wondering why more people didn't choose George Strait songs on the singing competition. "I'm a little bit embarrassed that I'm the only one that turned around," Shelton said. "Sometimes it's a little sad to me the lack of country music knowledge these other coaches have." "You've got an interesting voice because it's sandpapery," the coach continued. "Your speaking voice is almost bigger and louder than your singing voice. We can't wait to see what Shelton can coach out of him moving forward on the show. We can only imagine all of the incredible covers to come from other Nashville greats." You can also follow along with Lively on social media for more singing outside of the show. "You are so charming," said Kelly Clarkson, "and I hope you stay exactly as you are." In the very first battle round, Lively went head-to-head with another member of Team Blake, who had gotten a 4-chair turn during the blind auditions, Avery Robertson. With the help of advisors Dan plus Shay, the two country singers battled for their place on Team Blake to James Otto's "Just Got Started Lovin' You." You could tell from the judges' faces, including Kelly Clarkson's fill-in Kelsea Ballerini, that everyone thoroughly enjoyed the performance. The performance was so good on both ends, it seemed that anyone could be named the winner. Following the performance, Nick Jonas claimed he felt like he'd been line dancing at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth, which led John Legend to admit he'd never actually been to a honky-tonk before. Though the feedback seemed fairly split down the middle, Shelton ultimately named Lively the winner as he felt he gave the stronger performance. But this wasn't the end for Robertson. Ballerini had been busy texting Kelly Clarkson during the feedback and was able to steal him for Team Kelly. The knockouts, when moving into the knockout round of the competition, Lively was paired up against Jordan Matthew Young. He opted for another old-school country song by covering Travis Tritt's "Help Me Hold On." He got some solid advice from Snoop Dogg, who was helping all teams during the voice knockouts, but Young really showed up with his performance of the Black Crowes' "She Talks to Angels." "I'll start with you, Ethan," Coach Blake started. "From a country fan standpoint, your voice is so crazy, it's so cool. There's just not anybody out there, maybe Trace Adkins, maybe Josh Turner, but there's not one right now that takes up your lane." Ultimately, Young was named the winner of the knockout round, but we have a feeling this isn't the end for Ethan Lively. At just 17 years old, he has so much time ahead of him, and we can't wait to follow along. The Voice has consistently been a stage where aspiring musicians from all walks of life showcase their talent, hoping for a chance to break into the industry. Season after season, the competition brings heart-stopping moments, awe-inspiring performances, and career-defining choices for contestants. In the knockout rounds of this current season, one such moment was delivered by Ethan Lively, a standout member of Team Blake Shelton. Ethan, known for his deep, resonant voice and traditional country style, took on the challenge of covering a Travis Tritt song, a move that not only showcased his vocal prowess, but also solidified his place in the competition. From the moment Ethan Lively walked on stage, the audience could feel the anticipation building. The knockout rounds, unlike the earlier stages of the competition, pit two contestants from the same team against each other. The pressure was immense, as only one contestant would proceed to the next stage. For this round, Ethan chose to perform Travis Tritt's "Help Me Hold On," a soulful country ballad that required both vocal control and emotional depth. Ethan, hailing from Tennessee, had already captured the attention of Blake Shelton with his baritone voice and love for traditional country music. His earlier performances had demonstrated a maturity far beyond his 17 years, with critics and fans alike comparing his sound to the legends of the genre. For the knockout rounds, he knew he had to choose a song that not only played to his strengths, but also showcased his ability to connect with an audience on an emotional level. Travis Tritt's "Help Me Hold On" was the perfect choice for this challenge. The song, which was a major hit in the early 1990s, tells the story of a man pleading with his partner to help save their relationship. It's a track filled with vulnerability, heartbreak, and raw emotion, qualities that Ethan knew he had to bring to his performance. His decision to tackle such a challenging song was a bold move, considering the original was delivered by one of country music's most iconic voices. As the music began, Ethan's deep, gravelly voice filled the room, immediately drawing everyone in. His ability to capture the essence of the song was evident from the first note. He didn't just sing the lyrics, he told the story behind them. With each verse, Ethan showcased a blend of technical skill and emotional intensity that few his age could manage. His lower register, reminiscent of classic country crooners, gave the performance a sense of authenticity and timelessness. It was clear that Ethan was in his element, performing a song that could easily have been written for his voice. Blake Shelton, watching from his coach's chair, had a look of approval and pride throughout the performance. As a veteran country artist himself, Blake undoubtedly appreciated Ethan's song choice and execution. He knew the importance of staying true to one's roots in a competition like The Voice, especially when country music is at the core of a contestant's identity. Ethan's performance was not just a cover, it was a tribute to the traditional country sound that both he and Blake hold dear. But Ethan's performance wasn't just about technical skill or nostalgia. It was about connecting with the audience. And that, perhaps, was where Ethan truly shone. The way he conveyed the vulnerability and pain in the song's lyrics was nothing short of remarkable. There were moments during his performance where the camera panned to the audience, and it was clear that Ethan had them in the palm of his hand. He had taken a song that was over 3 decades old and made it feel fresh, relevant, and deeply personal. After the final note, the room erupted in applause, and it was obvious that Ethan had delivered one of the most memorable performances of the night. The praise from the coaches came swiftly. Blake Shelton, of course, was quick to commend Ethan's ability to honor the tradition of country music while still making the song his own. He remarked on Ethan's unique voice, calling it one of the most distinctive in the competition and noting that the young singer had a bright future ahead of him in the industry. The other coaches, too, were impressed by Ethan's performance. Kelly Clarkson, known for her pop background but deep appreciation for all genres, praised Ethan for his emotional delivery. She pointed out how difficult it is to convey vulnerability on stage, especially at such a young age, but Ethan made it look effortless.